Hi everybody and welcome to a recap of mob spawning, simulation distance and iron golem spawning. You're probably asking yourself first, what is all the little red dots all around me? Well, we'll get to that in a second. When it comes to simulation distance, there's one little tip. When it comes to your render distance and simulation distance, adjust one. If you want your simulation distance to be higher, I suggest bringing your render distance down, and same vice versa. Higher render distance, lower simulation distance. The reason for this, they opposite to each other but work together at the same time. So if your render distance is down, your performance on your simulation distance will be better. And if you change it the other way around, same thing. So you guys should try that, especially depending if you're playing on console or depending on the computer you play on. You should have a look at that, dropping one, which one you prefer. If you want your render distance to be higher, to see further, then drop your simulation distance down. Just a little tip. Now, if we get into here quickly, this, if we go out here, you can see this small little sphere where the little red blocks are. That's 24 blocks, and that right there is 128. So on normal mob spawning, no mobs will spawn within 24 blocks of you. So there where you see that little line of green leaves, that is where mobs only start to spawn, and they start despawning after a certain range depending on what your simulation distance is. I will have a link to a detailed video which you guys can go have a look on, a nice diagram set up on simulation distance and mob spawning. You can have a look at that. And so this is your 24 block, mark. So anything after 24 mobs will start either spawning or despawning depending on your simulation distance, but not within 24 blocks of you. With iron golems, okay, they work a bit differently. So there's your distance of simulation doesn't affect with your golem spawning. So their rule, golems will spawn 16 blocks from, let's say this villager, he wants to spawn iron golem. It will spawn within 16 blocks around him, whether it's up, down, left, right, doesn't matter. So in this case, these golems will spawn on this platform. But because if you look down there, you see all those iron golems. Because those golems are more than 16 blocks away, this villager will keep spawning golems here. So in the case of, like I'm on Java Edition now, if this zombie scares the villagers, they spawn golems on this platform, as you can see there, and then they drop down there. And they continue doing that because they are 16 blocks away from where they are. So you need to remember, if you build an iron farm in Java Edition similar to this, then the golems mustn't be able to spawn within 16 blocks, except for your spawn platform in this case. So the same if you build more than one of these. Let's say I build the same farm and I build it down here. That villager and the villager starting on this farm by me has to be at least 17 blocks away. Otherwise, the villagers that I'm standing at will spawn golems on that platform as well. And they will read that as a golem that's already spawned. So if any villagers on this side see that, okay, there's a golem there, I don't have to spawn it, then they won't spawn. So you got to have at least, I would say, 17 or 18 blocks gap between every single villager, except for this one farm. So in this case, you can have just the 3 villagers here, or as you can see, I've got 4 pods. So all 4 these groups of villagers can spawn here. So you can have 1 up to 4 golems spawn per time. Other than that, as you can see, this design is based by Gnembon. Most of you guys probably know him. So you just need the beds, and then it's string and the carpets there. So the villagers will go sleep at night, and then they pop onto that glass, and then they can't go anywhere else. So let's just quickly change that. Oops, what did I press now? Wrong button. Set the time. Oh, what am I pressing here now? Fingers do not want to cooperate with me. Let's do that. Okay, so now it's night time. Now you see where the villagers try to sleep, and as soon as the zombie comes close, then they get up, and that's where the scare mechanic comes in, of scaring villagers. Obviously on Bedrock it works differently. If you check my tutorials I got on from Bedrock, where iron farms obviously work a little bit differently, you can have a look. So in the case of this, you'll make more iron at night than during the day, because obviously the villagers want to sleep and they get scared every time they want to go sleep. Other than that, that's just a recap of iron farms and mob spawning. As I said, yeah, just go check out my other tutorials of the mob spawning and simulation distance. And then hope to see you guys around. Thanks for watching, and cheers.